Hello and welcome to yet another video on the Twofold channel. This right here is a 2024 Range Rover Evoque P300e, and it competes with the likes of the Audi Q5, the BMW X2, the Volvo XC40 and even the Porsche Macan. As things go on this channel, we'll be telling you all about the looks on this baby over here. Then we go inside where I give you an exterior tour as well as a look at the tech, and then we take it on the road and then I give you my final remarks. So stay tuned. So let's zoom in on the looks on this Range Rover Evoque. This model hasn't changed since its introduction in 2019, but Range Rover has made small changes on this vehicle just to improve it and improve on its life cycle. First up, starting up with this blacked out grille over here. It's been made more simpler or simplified to just fit in with the rest of the Range Rover line. Then we move on to the lights. They've also been updated in terms of technology and refined to give you much more features than the model we know from 2019. Then looking at the rest of the body, still pretty much the same, still slanted towards the back, and then when you're in the rear you get those signature LED lights that have also been updated to be in line with technology of this year. And then on the sides you'll see you actually can't fill up on fuel on both sides. This is the plug-in hybrid, so on one side it's reserved for your petrol, and then the other side, that's where you can charge it with your cables. Then let's have a look inside. Now, being inside this Range Rover Evoque is quite a familiar experience, besides the fact that it is a little bit cramped because this car obviously is smaller. But what you get in front of the driver is a steering wheel that's very reminiscent of the Range Rover Sport and even the Range Rover Autobiography. Same size, same dials here on the steering wheel for the driver, and in front of the driver there's also that bright screen with all your instrumentals that you can also customize however you wish. And then you get a heads-up display that shows me how fast I'm going, as well as any other important messages that I need to know as a driver. And then moving on to the side here, it's very clean, very signature Range Rover style. Then you get this large Pivi Pro infotainment system and console right here, which is super bright, super fast, very intuitive as well for the driver. But what Range Rover has done now is that they've cleared the whole center console with some wood accents here depending on the model that you choose, and just have your gear lever here as well as your gear selector, whether you put it in park. And then there's some cup holders and then your cubby right here. Very clean, very fresh. I really like it. But that means all your aircon dials are now on the screen, which might, for some people, might be a bit of a problem, but I really do not mind it. Then moving on to the rest of the car, the seats are super comfortable. I love the detailing here. It's a leather and some fabric all combined into one. And the sound system in this car is the ever powerful Meridian sound system, which also is very suited to this vehicle. It's not as great as the one in the Range Rover Sport or the Autobiography, but this one gets the job done. Then up front here you get a super clear and bright moonroof as well, that I can control easily as the driver or either the passenger. And then there's a super nice feature here for this rear view mirror over here, which actually has a camera on the fin on the back of the vehicle. So this clearly shows me everything that I need to see as a driver, or the cars coming through, or if I'm reversing, it shows me any obstacles that are in my way, and that's a super cool tech feature. So looking at the engine on this Range Rover Evoque P300e, it's powered by a 1.5 litre petrol engine, and remember it also has an electric motor to it, so combined it's good for 227 kilowatts and 540 newton meters of torque. Now the thing that I really like is that electric motor. It has its fast charging speeds and supports DC charging, which means that it can go from 0 to full at 100 in just about 20 minutes. And the best part is it gives you about 53 kilometers worth of range, and that's good for small rounds while you're running to the office, doing your shopping, or just dropping your kids off at school and then back, and then you can charge it at home again. That's what it's good for. The downside is that this engine is really loud when you're on the road, but we'll talk more about that in the next section. let's talk about the driving of this Range Rover Evoque. I feel like Range Rover were on the money when they created this. It's a perfect city car. It's not too big. It is a little bit on the tiny side, especially for me, given my body length and, you know, that I like to actually ride with people. But this car is well made for the city. I'm going to start off with the engine. That 1.5 litre petrol engine is a bit, you know, on the grumpy side, especially when you no longer have any of the battery power left. That's when it comes through. It really grunts. It feels like it's struggling, but still it's manageable. It's not too bad at all. But the ride quality on this car is beautiful. It feels like a Range Rover. While you're driving it, there's a little bit of body roll, but not too much, just enough to guide you in the right way. And then just keeping up with the space inside, for me personally, it's very cramped. But I feel like if you're a young couple, you're starting your own family, you just have small kids, this is perfect for you. You know, you can fit in your car seats without any worries. But as soon as they start growing and evolving, that's when you need to move up in the Range Rover family as well. And then let's talk about those wheels. Here you get those 20-inch wheels. These are Pirellis, well mated to this car as well, nothing to fault there. Last but not least, let's talk about the pricing here on this baby. You can look forward to spending about 1.7 million rand on this Range Rover Evoque. That's without any other options that you would want to add. But I'm curious to know, would you actually spend that money on this car or its competitors such as the Audi Q5, the BMW X3 or even the X4, and then looking at the Volvo XC40 and even the Porsche Macan? Let me know down in the comments below. But for now, that's all from me and Mlu behind the camera. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel to be the first one to know when we release new videos, as well as share it with your friends and family to let them know what you're watching and when they can look out for the next one. But till next time, have a good one.